Hello, welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on September 14th, 2021. Different camera setup today because I am hoping that this will allow you guys to see my hand movement a little bit better. Kitten is occupied right now, so it's just me flying solo today. And I am going to show you guys 101 way to choke a chicken. Well, okay, that's not really what it is about. You see, the other day, my sensei had a talk with me, and he said, Johnny, when you're teaching, can you teach each technique longer? Can you not add new technique so soon? Now, I have been taught in that way before, of course, when I was growing up. And once upon a time, I got stuck doing nothing but front snap kick for 8 months until I could pull that off in my sleep. So I totally understand the value of prolonging a technique because this way people can practice more. I also know that that is a weakness of mine, is I tend to overload my own students with techniques, principles, on top of techniques and principles. I keep adding. Once I got asked by a student, Sensei, exactly how many techniques do you know? I said, I don't even know. I think I've probably forgotten more than I remember. And today, I'm going to show you guys a little illustration. Well, I don't know how little it will be, but this will demonstrate several points. One, this will show you guys why is it. I always say I prefer to show you guys the principle rather than technique. Two, this will show you guys why is it that I can keep adding on new technique without running out of them. There's just so much to cover, so much to teach, so little time. So a lot of times I get impatient, and I want to keep passing this knowledge along because we none of us ever know how long we'll be teaching, how long we'll be around. So I want to pass my knowledge on to the next person as quickly as I can, which is definitely problematic. But thirdly, the most important lesson for today is to illustrate just how fluid a real fight is, a street fight is, how unpredictable, how you just can't go by a set of scripts. We're going to look at frontal choke today. What is frontal choke? Frontal choke is when the person either use one hand or two hands to choke you from the front of your neck by applying the thumb over the windpipe and apply the rest of the finger around the side of the neck and choking. This seems like such a simple technique, and most of us have learned variations of how to escape it in various martial arts. But I dare to say that very few of you guys would have seen a demonstration as comprehensive, as complete as what I'm going to show you guys today. I don't know if there's actually 101 way, but it should be very, very close. Okay, so let's get started. Now, I'm not going to show you guys the escape for each one. I'm not going to show you guys the tricks and tips and tricks and all that stuff for each one because that is not the purpose today. You're not going to learn it. You're not going to retain it, and I don't want you guys to go out and learn how to choke people. Okay, this is just an illustration on how vast the knowledge pool is just on this one single kind of choke. Number one, two-hand choke. Both hands on the neck, Some apply directly over the windpipe and squeeze with the arm straight. Right? That's number one. Number two, one hand choke. Right? One hand straight to the neck, grab, and usually there's a push. Right? That's two. Number three, two hand grab the neck, but this time the elbow is bent and dropping onto your chest. And this is usually bending the target over a railing or a table and bearing the weight down on the target. That's number three. Number four, two hand choke, elbow flare out so I can bear my thumb in. Right? That's number four. Number five, one hand choke with slamming back to the wall. Number six, two hand choke driving you back into the wall. Number seven, one hand choke with the other arm grabbing the back of the head for leverage. I think that's number seven. I'm going to miscount sooner or later. Number eight, one hand choke with one hand hook under the armpit or around the body. Number nine, one hand choke, one hand to the neck, the other arm draped around the back of the neck, applying pressure this way. Number 10, a two-hand choke with adding headbutt to the face. Grab, choke, boom, headbutt. Number 11, two-hand choke, pulling the target in and start biting the face. Okay. Number 12, one hand choke, the other hand with a weapon coming in, stabbing in from the side at the face. Number 13, one hand choke, other hand with a knife or weapon coming down from above or across, down at the face and chest. Number 14, one hand choke, the other hand with a weapon coming low into the belly and leg. Number 15, one hand choke, the other hand punch to the face. Number 16, one hand choke, the other arm hand slapping across the face. Number 17, one hand choke, the other hand arm elbow, boom, into the head and face. I think that's 17. Number 18, two hand choke, knee into the guts or belly. Number 19, two hand choke, pull in, roundhouse kick to the leg. Okay. Number 20, one hand choke, the other hand grabbing the arm, choke and throw to the ground. Number 21, two hand choke, hip toss to the floor. Number 22, two hand choke, lifting up. Right? If the person is really big, they can actually lift you off the ground. 23, one hand choke, lifting up. This takes a lot of strength, but it can happen. Number 24, two hand choke, bearing downward. Right? Assuming the person is a lot taller than you, then this will happen. Watch this. If I'm this much taller, then all my weight is coming down on the shoulder and neck. Okay? Number 25, same idea, just one hand bearing down. So that's 26 right there. I probably have missed a few here and there, but we'll just say average. That's like 26 variation, just going like off the top of my head. Now we will have to take this, multiply it 3 times. Why 3 times? Because for each one of these technique, each one of these attack, it has 3 variations. One, your back is not to the wall. Two, your back is to the wall. And three, you're down on the floor. Okay? So that's 3 variations for every one of these I just showed you. 26 times 3, and that's 78 right there. And we have not seen the end of the list yet. Let me quickly pause the camera and I'll move us down to the ground. I'll show you guys the rest of the variations from just the frontal choke alone. We were at number 78 and now we are on the ground. This is a bad place. This is a bad place to get choked. Getting choked at anywhere is bad, but when you're on the ground, even worse. Okay? So, number 79. When you're getting choked and the person is sitting on top of you, like this. That's really, really bad. Okay? Number 80, of course, there's one hand. Now, some people say, well, yeah, but you already multiplied the previous one, so you can't count this one. Not really, because this variation is not as simple on the ground pushing down. Okay, this variation, number 80, is the person will turn their hand, put their hand on your neck, and drop their elbow down on your chest and bear down like this. This is number 80. Number 81. The person, while choking you, will put their knee, both knees, on your belly and put their weight down like this. Number 82. While choking you, the person is actually horizontal, laying horizontal to you, across your body, bearing the choke down from the front like this. Again, hand on the neck, the body pinning you horizontally. Number 82. Same thing, but this time while they're choking you, they put one knee on your stomach or chest. 83. While choking you, they hook one arm under your head and choke you while pillowing your head with the other arm like this. I think that is 83. Number 84. They may be more toward your head. Okay? In this case, they put the one hand on your belly, one hand on the neck, the other put their knee directly on your face. Bear down like this. And of course, number 85, I think. 85, yes, again, that's closer to your head. One hand on the neck, the other hand holding your forehead down, knee directly pinning your shoulder or across the chest. Number 86. Number 86, the person actually is sideways to you, so you're laying beside each other on the ground in a struggle, and the person wrap their leg around you and start choking. Right? 86. 87. Same thing, leg wrapped around you, arm, one arm hooked behind you, the other hand turn, choke this way. Okay? So off of the top of my head, without really scripting this, we're averaging about 87, 88 different variations, just frontal choke alone. Now, I probably have missed a few, so if we average it out, I would say we probably can get it up to 101 easily, might even go past it. Again, I did not linger on any of these very long because I didn't want to overwhelm anybody with different ways of how these work, how to apply leverage, and all this stuff. But I think after watching today's episode, you know that just learning techniques, if you need a technique to deal with every one of these situations, you won't get overwhelmed when things really happen, when you're scared and when you're unprepared. This is why I always say learn the principle, learn how what make a choke work, what make choke fail, and deal with them from there. Try not to memorize techniques because when your brain short out, when that fight or flight instinct kick in, that's a bad time to try to remember where is the hand, where is the leg, where should I put my hand, where should I put my leg, what is the technique to deal with this technique. I hope that this has been somewhat educational and helpful. We'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday with Johnny Tiger. For now, have a good night.